Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to present about HACCP decision tree in menu for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I am Zahira Samad. We are from Dietetic Program. Begin the presentation. The definition for HACCP decision tree is a sequence of questions to determine whether a control point is a critical control point. So for the microbiological hazard, it is the food safety hazards that occur when food becomes contaminated by microorganisms, which are already found in air, food, etc. For microbiological critical control point, it is a step at which control can be applied and is essential to prevent or eliminate a food microbiological hazard or reduce it to an acceptable level. While for microbiological critical limit, it is a maximum or minimum value to which a hazard must be controlled to a CCP to prevent, eliminate, or reduce to an acceptable level the occurrence of a food microbiological hazard. Okay, for the breakfast, there are three menus here, which are tomato pasta with chicken, zucchini saute, and honey longan soy milk. Okay, this is the recipe for tomato pasta with chicken. As you can see here, there are four CCP identified in this step, which are cooking, simmering, frying, and boiling. Okay, here, from my right hand side, it is shown the example of HACCP decision tree, and the corrective action must be done if there is any possibilities of hazard involved in every step, as we want to make sure the food is safe to be consumed. Before this step occur, to prevent any hazard present in this step, the preventive measure that need to be done, which are inspect the temperature chart, verify the acceptable time and temperature, and the important one is we need to make sure all food handlers practice good hygiene and clean well the utensils. The hazards that might occur, which are biological hazard, chemical hazard, and physical hazard. For cooking, the critical limit is we need to cook for 3 or 4 minutes with temperature of more than 200 degrees Celsius, while for simmering, we need to simmer for 8 minutes at temperature more than 82 degrees Celsius, while for frying, we need to fry the chicken at 149 degrees Celsius, tongs every 2 minutes, and adjusting heat to maintain a steady temperature of 149 degrees Celsius during 12 minutes of frying. And lastly, for boiling, boil the pasta until cooked at more than 180 degrees Celsius and longer than the typical 8 to 10 minutes. And lastly, it is important if the hazard still occur, we need to do the corrective action. For the next menu, it is the zucchini saute. So here we can see there are two CCP identified in this step, which are sauteing and cooking. Again, from my right hand side, it is shown the example of hazard decision tree. So corrective action must be done if there is any possibilities of hazard involved to prevent any hazard in this step. So we need to make sure the food is safe to be consumed. So to prevent any hazard occur in this step, the preventive measure need to be done earlier in the step, such as inspect the temperature chart, verify the acceptable time and temperature, and we need to make sure our food handlers practice good hygiene and clean well the utensils. The hazard that might occur here again, biological hazard, which is due to the bacteria or chemical hazard or physical hazard that due to the foreign material. So the critical limit during sauteing is we need to saute the garlic and onions at more than 74 degrees Celsius for 2 minutes. While for cooking, we need to cook for more than 4 minutes with temperature of more than 100 degrees Celsius. If the hazard still occur, corrective action need to be done, which is we need to recook or re-saute. And the last wordly is honey longan soy milk. There is no CCP here as we receive the ingredient from supplier in good and correct condition and safe to be consumed.
Okay, next is the menu for breakfast, which is nasi lemak in Terengganu style and hot coffee. Okay, so this is the flow chart to cook low-fat coconut rice. So we can see the CCP here is cooking. Okay, so this is the HACCP decision tree to identify the CCP. So the hazard involved here is microbiological survival of Bacillus cereus in rice. So the control measure here is through thorough cooking. Okay, so the critical limit, we must cook the rice until reach 75 degrees Celsius. If the temperature does not reach 75 degrees Celsius, we must recook the rice. And if the temperature still does not reach 75 degrees Celsius, we must separate the rice into few pots and recook for a few minutes. Okay, so this is the flow chart to cook fried sambal. We can see here the CCP is at cooking. Okay, so this is the hazard decision tree in cooking fried sambal. So the hazard involved here is microbiological survival of microbe in ingredient used, such as shrimp paste or dry chili. The control measure exists here is through thorough cooking. Okay, so the critical limit, same as just now, the cooking temperature must reach 75 degrees Celsius. If the temperature does not reach 75 degrees Celsius, we must recook the fried sambal. Okay, so this is the flow chart for steaming skipjack tuna. The first CCP is thawing and the second CCP is steaming. Okay, so for thawing, the hazard involved here is growth of pathogenic microbes during thawing of raw skipjack tuna. So the control measure exists here is the right temperature and time for thawing. Okay, so the critical limit here, if we thaw the raw skipjack tuna in chiller, the temperature must be 5 degrees Celsius or less, must not exceed 8 degrees Celsius. Or we can use the method submerge the skipjack tuna in running potable water at 21 degrees Celsius or less for 4 hours. If the temperature exceed 8 degrees Celsius, we must discard the skipjack tuna. Okay, so this is the hazard decision tree for CCP2, which is steaming. So the hazard involved here is microbiological survival of microbe in skipjack tuna, and the countermeasure is thorough steaming. Okay, so the critical limit, we must steam the skipjack tuna until reach 100 degrees Celsius and steam for 15 to 30 minutes or until the fish is done. If we check the steamed skipjack tuna using food thermometer and the temperature does not reach 100 degrees Celsius, we must re-steam the fish. And if the temperature still does not reach 100 degrees Celsius, we must cut the fish into few parts and re-steam for a few minutes more. Okay, the next flow is boil water spinach. So the CCP here is boiling. Okay, so the hazard involved here is microbiological survival of microbes in ingredients used, such as water spinach and the garlic, onion, and so on. And the control measure exists here is thorough boiling. Okay, so the critical limit, we must boil the water spinach to 100 degrees Celsius and until the water spinach becomes soft, not become too wild. So if we check the temperature, it does not reach 100 degrees Celsius, we must reboil the water spinach. Okay, next is boiled egg. So the CCP here is also boiling. So this is the hazard decision tree for boiling egg. So the hazard involved here is microbiological survival of salmonella in eggs. So the control measure is thorough boiling. Okay, so the critical limit, we must ensure the boiling temperature should reach 100 degrees Celsius. If the temperature does not reach 100 degrees Celsius, we must reboil the eggs. Okay, so this is the flow chart to make hot coffee. There is no CCP here.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Farah Wahidah and I will continue our presentation with the lunch menu. So there is three menu for the lunch, which is steamed lemon fish with white rice, broccoli apple salad and beetroot juice. Here is the flow of the food process for steamed lemon fish and white rice, and there is three CCP involved in this flow, which is thawing, steaming and cooking process. This is a hazard decision tree for CCP1, which is thawing. So the high risk potential hazards for thawing is the microbiological growth of Vibrio varnificus under suitable conditions, and the critical limit during the thawing is below 5 degrees Celsius. So the preventive measures is the food should be thawed properly, not more than 2 hours, and if it is more than that, food must be discarded. Next is the hazard decision tree for the CCP2, which is steaming. The high risk potential hazards during the steaming is microbiological hazard. The critical limit during the steaming is the fish temperature must be 62.8 degrees Celsius or higher. The important preventive measures during the steaming is to apply a proper cooking temperature and time. And if it is not improperly applied, the fish must be recooked or discarded if it is not reusable. The last CCP is cooking rice. So the critical limit during the cooking rice is the rice internal temperature should be 74 degrees Celsius and the rice must be cooked approximately 30 minutes or more. The preventive measures during the cooking rice is the proper cooking temperature and time must be applied. The corrective action for the cooking rice is the rice must be recooked under the proper temperature and time and must be discarded if it is not reusable. The next menu is broccoli apple salad and there is no CCP involved. Uh, also, for the beetroot juice, there is no CCP involved.
Okay, my name is Nura Ala binti Haris and I will continue with the last menu which is menu for dinner. There are three menu which are avocado roasted chicken salad, baked jacket potato and also honey lemon tea. Okay, we will look first at avocado roasted chicken salad. As you can see here, this is the flow of the food process of avocado roasted chicken salad. So in this flow, the step that is the most crucial in preparing the chicken is thawing and also the roasting step. So the thawing is determined as critical control point by hazard decision tree. Okay, next, the hazard that can exist in the thawing process is from either biological or chemical or physical hazard. So the critical limit for thawing process is must maintain at specific temperature if thawing under refrigeration or under cool water. The preventive measure is check the core and surface temperature of the chicken at least twice per day. And if the temperature reach 10 degrees Celsius or higher, the corrective action will be discard the chicken. Okay, the next CCP is roasting. So this is the hazard decision tree for roasting. And the potential hazard that might be appear during this process is from biological, chemical or physical hazard. And the process must include cook chicken to an internal temperature of 95 degrees Celsius and to avoid hazard measures such as inspect temperature is 10. If the product exceed critical limit, the product will be recooked until time and temperature have been met or discard the chicken. Okay, the next dish is baked jacket potato. Okay, this is the flow of the process. Okay, in the process of making this dish, baking process is considered as CCP as there might be biological hazard from the improper cooking temperature. Okay, the critical limit for baking process is minimum oven temperature of 177 degrees Celsius with operating limit is 178 degrees Celsius and minimum process time of at least 30 minutes. And the preventive measure is temperature chart and verify minimum time and temperature to reduce the hazard. And if it is not met, recook chicken until the minimum time and temperature have been met or discard the product. Okay, the last one is the drink honey lemon tea. Okay, this is the process of making honey lemon tea and there is no CCP in this process. So as the conclusion, it is important to determine the critical control point using hazard decision tree to monitor the flow of the food processing and ensure the food safety hazards can be prevented, eliminated or reduced to an acceptable level. So that's all from us. Thank you.